What's up, everybody? Welcome to
Hey,
the March version of the Kaizen update. How's it going, Dan?
it's fantastic. I'm so excited. Spring is here and I'm ready to spring into this Kaizen update.
I like it, dude. Let's jump in with some graduating franchisees.
Wow, this is crazy. Not only have we revamped the whole MaidThis University recently, these are the two newest graduates here, Pallavi in Northwest Austin and Joe over in Henry County, Georgia. They are already, I mean, Joe has customers already, and
That's so
like
cool. Yeah,
it's crazy to see how quickly new locations can launch in just a matter of like a month. So
yeah,
very exciting and really looking forward to seeing how they progress with their locations.
for sure, man. Then it's always cool to come back and do the anniversary bit. We've got, unfortunately, just a photo of Sean, but Sean and Andrea who own Alexandria. We've got Matt and Courtney who have 3 territories, Chattanooga, Cincinnati, and what we affectionately call East Tampa. And we've got Doug and Carmelina who have been running Baltimore now. Man, this is some like powerhouse owners here. Love all of these guys. Love what they've built, what they've done with their locations, what they're building for themselves and for their families. So just really good, cool people.
Absolutely. And you can meet them all.
Bum, bum, bum. God, I'm so excited about this. Guys, MaidThis live. It's back. We're going back. We're going back to Florida. We're going back to actually the same hotel in Clearwater. Save the date, October 2nd through the 4th. We are in the thick of planning now. In fact, that will be a good portion of our lives between now and October. So can't wait. It's one of the best investments you can possibly make as a franchise owner, regardless how long you have been in the system. So more to come as we build that out. Let's
100%.
talk about big wins. I always like this part.
Yeah, this is always great. There's so many people in the Big Wins channel all the time, just celebrating all the cool stuff that they're doing. I'll just go left to right. There's me. I've been working on building up my residential book of business, and March this year March was a good result for me. So I wanted to share that with the group.
Dan,
We have
that's huge. That's
Yeah, no,
huge.
it's exciting, and I think the lesson for me is like it doesn't matter where you are,
Yeah,
like how long you've been in business, because I'm at 5 years now. Like that's it's been a long time for me, and yeah, no matter where you are, just a little bit of focus and effort can totally get you to the next level. So very exciting there. Um, the Glass House, which is hilarious. Matt and Courtney, we just shouted them out.
yeah.
Signed a contract for a new VA. So that might, you'd be like, oh, what's going on there? Just this, they're growing, right? 3 locations, more and more customers. They have some marketing really working for them in a handful of their locations. So cool there. Tara just signed a new client with 6 additional Airbnb properties. No price negotiation, something she's been working on. This is so cool for her because I mean the average ticket of some of these Airbnbs, at least in my tenure, $4,000 to $6,000 a year. So depending on how busy these properties are, that's look at that, 6 times $5,000.
I
It's
love it.
huge client
Yeah.
right there. We have Max over in Minneapolis. Not only did they get a new team member for their growing location, but they just closed a huge NDA, NBA client over there. And yeah, leaned on the community too. You see, they shouted a couple of people out, leaned on the community that had worked with clients like this before getting that up and running. And then Brian here, have you talked to Brian about this?
Yeah, man. And Salt Lake City is not new to doing like big contracts with property managers or apartment complexes. You know, they've worked with a rock climbing gym as well. And this is just one of their newest big wins. So super excited to roll this out and soft launch the 10 units and see what happens with the rest. So a very cool win for Salt Lake City. You've got Milwaukee on here who continues to do some great social media work. In fact, even Tara's going back to her big win. This lead was from a Facebook group. How cool is that?
Yeah.
So we've got some locations who are starting to figure out what that secret juice looks like. We'll continue to learn from them and share with other franchisees, but love seeing just the shares and the wins. It's very cool. With that and sharing in the community, one of the things we do every month is a franchisee roundtable. So this past month, we had Neil and Lisa. Lisa is actually the gal who runs the show for the LA location. So they came on and it was all about remote team member management. So what are the best practices in terms of hiring, in terms of managing expectations, rewards, keeping team members, just a really healthy just conversation and sharing from, just a handful of owners. And that's one of my favorite things we have every month. So look for more to come on that. We continue to curate topics and speakers and sometimes highlight our own franchise owners.
And we've done this exact roundtable in the past, and the difference from 6 months ago to now, the question asking and like it was so vastly improved. I learned so much from that, and these as well. Neil's internal podcast with Steven. Not only is it a good recap on like what's going on in the system, but they're like bite-sized videos. If you're not watching these little podcasts, they're awesome. Some of the more recent ones were about slow season blues, right? Sometimes you have January, February is not the best time to be, in the cleaning business. It's typically our lower ones, but he has some mindset tips in here. Also demos some of our new standards for brand new franchisees, like hitting this $10,000 revenue in 3 months, all the stuff we've been working on behind the scenes. So definitely check those out if you haven't been. They're always posted in the Slack channel, as well as housed in Notion too. So you can always go back and watch any ones that you missed. For
sure. And this is just for franchisees. It's only internal. So some really great, and they're like, tops 10 minutes. So just a super easy, like digestible.
And you can speed them up to like 1.25. So you can get them done in like 5 minutes every time. It's great.
And in fact, one of the videos that Neil talked about, what Dan mentioned, was moving the goalpost on how fast franchisees ramp up. So that is all part of this cracking the code initiative for us. That's been a big push on the franchisor side for the last couple of quarters. What can we do to really find paid lead sources for franchisees? And we will continue to explore that. It's not a one and done thing, but this is just an example of, we do feel like, again, what the system looks like now versus maybe even when I came in 3 years ago is dramatically different. It will continue to evolve, but really excited about the current iteration. One of the things we talked about was testing out pay-per-click and Google Ads. And right now that's not, so far with some of the vendors, not totally panning out. To be determined. We're not done testing that or trying to figure out how to make it work. But that is something, again, full transparency. We will bring in vendors and try marketing channels, and then we will track the results and we'll share that with the system. So stay tuned. There's always going to be more to come from the cracking the code from the lead gen side of things. And
please, before we move on to the promo, if any of the franchisees that have been around for a while are watching this and have any kind of curiosity on, is this just for new people? Absolutely not. If you want to jump on board and just, you need like another spark or something, I get it, right? I've been around for a long time. A new idea, something can just spark a whole new chapter of your business, which is exactly what it did for me in Q1 2026. So this is not just for new franchisees. If you're listening and you want to check it out, talk to either me or Jenny. We'll get you on board.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure, man. That's a good call out, Dan.
But April promo stuff, this is April 1st is April Fool's. I've never celebrated it before, but this is kind of funny. We're doing a fake cleaning robot. The cleaner Scrub 3000. I guess Cleanobi is our, anyways. So this is going out over the next week, and anyone who clicks on the ad, they'll be sent to either call you or essentially they can click to book right now for 15% off their next cleaning. Trying to reactivate all these customers that are just sitting idle in your database. And this is awesome. So the cool thing is all of these promos are pushing through to your Slack too. So if somebody hits the call now button, you will be notified like, hey, this person's really interested in the promo. Give them a call. So really cool updates there.
This is all done for you on a monthly basis. It's well thought out ahead of time. It leads really well into like the tech roundup. So monthly promos isn't on here all the time, but it is constantly something these guys are working on. Not only do they create it, do they structure it, are they tracking it and optimizing it and retweaking things, but they're making sure that everything works for all the locations and auditing and pushing all the changes. Some of the other big things we've talked about that we're super excited, and we'll talk a little more on this call, would be things like the AI sales coach, go high level updates. Remote team members can now submit tickets through Kaizen, which is our support and ticketing system. So tech support really working overtime. I love keeping those guys busy, and it's all good, positive things for the franchise system. which actually leads us right into Go High Level 6.0 updates. You know, we kind of joke that 6.0, 6.4, there's always going to be new iterations. Maybe some point we'll just call them Go High Level updates, but I do think this one's a really good one to call out. This is something that Horacio has shared with franchisees already. The bottom line, faster follow-ups, better offers, more visibility, more opportunities, turning customers into recurring business. So all of this information is on our Slack channel, but this is like experienced marketing guru updating your CRM, making sure it works for you. Like the value on this is really hard to fully get your head around. And this is something too that continues to scale. The longer you're in business, the more opportunities you're going to have in that system to make money off of. Yeah.
100%. And look, more coming down the pipeline. The AI sales coach is being implemented across all the locations here, March into April. The AI sales coach is simply a bot that listens into your call, nothing weird.
Fine.
And then it not only grades you or your team member on how the call was, it gives you the outcome, any coaching notes for moving forward. And basically, like if you have a team member, this is really helpful so that you don't have to listen to a 15-minute sales call. You can get this pushed right into your location Slack and see everything that happened and offer coaching notes at your next meeting with them. It's a total game changer.
Yes.
You can see the example here. This was a great call, but then you'll have calls that say, hey, here's what needs improvement. Let's work to close this one. It's seriously a game changer. I love this.
Yeah, super excited about this. Yeah. Another big, tech update on our end would be, again, Klonobi. This is our little robot guy who represents essentially our support bot. And we also have a ticketing system tied to it. It's one of the requests we had. Can remote team members now be able to submit tickets? We worked with the Easy Assist team that powers Klonobi, and that is now possible. So just like we mentioned in Slack, if you have a new team member who you want to be able to submit and respond to tickets, just shoot Dan or I a note. Could even create a ticket in Klonobi and we'll make sure to get them added. So that's something that we'll continue to support and build out for franchisees. This is really cool, guys. I think this was back in December, maybe January, we ran a contest for video testimonials. In fact, Dan, I think Myrtle Beach did pretty well in that contest, if I recall correctly.
Those top 3 videos are all my friends.
Boom, love it, man. So what we did now is we've taken those videos, we'll be doing some other things with them across different social media platforms, but we've created essentially a case studies, real stories from real people page on the website that gets tied to everybody's location accounts as well. And it is just a scrolling waterfall of testimonial videos. So we know how powerful things like videos are in the online world these days. So that's something, just look for us to continue to utilize that platform. We still have access to it. But really love to see kind of the outcome of what we built with that.
And if you haven't checked that out, go click. You can actually, sorry, dog. You can actually click and watch all of the videos on it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. And they're good. They're really good. Yeah. Yeah. Guys, this is kind of the last part. We'll continue to do challenges. We'll continue to do master classes. We'll have more information coming out on the ones rolling up. One of those I know we've talked about is doing a micro acquisition. So I think there's a lot of opportunities for smaller cleaning companies in the areas that might be shutting down for whatever reason, or maybe they just aren't getting off the ground and they have clients and or cleaners that you could benefit from. So keep an ear out for more to come on that. Master classes, we did the first one with Bree on Instagram ambassadors. That will be something else we'll continue to roll out in terms of just a format for franchisees teaching and sharing what they're learning. So super excited to have more master classes coming our way. And guys, that's it for the month of March. There's already cool things in plan for April. I can't believe we're rolling into spring so hot. As always, Dan and I are here. We want to hear from you. We want to know what we could do better, do different, and can't wait to come back in April with some more updates.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Thanks, Jenny.
Bye, guys.
See y'all.